What's up, gamers? Welcome back to Veteran Game, where we tackle the weird, the wonderful, and the why did nobody make this sooner corners of the gaming world. If you love unique indies, horror twists, or just clever strategy games, hit that like button and subscribe now for deep dives you won't find anywhere else. Today, I'm taking a look at one of the quirkiest and weirdly most strategic roguelikes I've played all year. Imagine a deck builder where you are the haunted house, defending your pulsing, monstrous heart from a parade of nosy intruders, pesky priests, and yes, the occasional supernatural exorcist. Sound intriguing? Let's get into Deck of Haunts, a game that dares to make you the monster. Or at least the architecture. Let's start with the basics. In Deck of Haunts, you're not running from ghosts, you are the ghost, or more precisely, you're the sentient, malevolent house itself. Your only real goal is to protect the heart room at your core from increasingly determined humans. Every day, new investigators, thrill seekers, and professionals show up, and every night, you pull cards from your custom deck to terrorize, confuse, or outright destroy them before they reach your heart. There's no story mode, no campaign, just pure gameplay loop. And honestly, I respect it for not pretending there's a tragic backstory about your house being cursed by an angry Victorian widow or something. Instead, you jump straight into the action, with your haunted house starting as a tiny maze of 4 rooms and growing into a sprawling, multi-winged terror mansion by the end of a good run. Gameplay is divided into two major phases. Night, where you use your cards to scare, damage, or manipulate the humans, and day, where you spend essence to build new rooms, reinforce your defenses, and unlock new tactics. Let's talk about the deck building first. Each card in your hand offers a different power. Maybe you'll directly drain a trespasser's health, sap their sanity, or teleport them into a trap. You can also play the long game, raise tension in a room, lock a door, or manipulate their path through the house to keep them away from your heart. Every human in the house has health and sanity points, and some will run away at the sight of a corpse, potentially ruining your plans or triggering a chain reaction of panic. But this is where things start to get spicy. Deck of Haunts really leans into the roguelike RNG heavy experience. Sometimes you'll pull the perfect card at the perfect time and set off a cascade of scares that wipes out half the house. Other times you'll spend turn after turn praying for a single teleport or lock card, while a mob of unstoppable priests strolls straight through your defenses and rips your heart out like it's doom eternal. And trust me, the humans aren't all dumb cannon fodder. You start with basic investigators, but as the days tick by, new enemy types show up. Cops who can blast through locked doors and ruin your most devious room chains. Priests who are basically immune to damage or sanity loss if they're with anyone else, forcing you to get creative with your separation tactics. Masons who are nightmare fuel. If they make it to your heart, it's game over as they just camp there, hammering your HP every single turn. It gets even trickier as the game ramps up. Some days, intruders will spawn in new locations, sneaking in through windows or back doors, forcing you to build your house in multiple directions, rethink your entire maze, and improvise on the fly. Building the house is honestly where Deck of Haunts really shines. Every day you get a chance to add new rooms, maybe a kitchen, a living room, or specialized chambers like mechanical rooms, thorn rooms, or sacrificial rooms. You can chain rooms together to create long winding paths or set up combos that trap and confuse. The real strategy is in deciding, do I make my house a long winding gauntlet? Or do I create several short dead-end branches and hope the RNG works out? The possibilities are vast and experimenting with layouts is a huge part of the fun. But let's not sugarcoat it, RNG runs this haunted house. There's a thrill in adapting to the cards you're dealt, but also a fair bit of frustration. Sometimes you'll have the perfect plan and get wrecked because the one card you need refuses to show up for 3 turns. Other times, the game throws you a bone, and you breeze through a round that should have been a wipe. In true roguelike fashion, your best runs are part skill, part pure luck. Is that a deal breaker? Depends on what you're here for. If you're someone who wants tight, deterministic strategy with every outcome in your hands, Deck of Haunts might grind your gears. But if you love adapting, improvising, and embracing chaos, you'll probably find yourself saying, just one more run at 2 a.m. without even realizing it. The deck variety helps keep things fresh. There are four main decks you can pick from the start, each with different focuses. Each run, you unlock new cards as you level up, so there's always some sense of progression, even as you get thrashed by a room full of unkillable priests for the third time that night. On the technical side, performance is solid. Even on a mid-range rig, load times are snappy, crashes are non-existent, and you don't need a monster PC to run it. The only real downside is that the interface can get a bit clunky, especially as your mansion sprawls and you try to keep track of all the synergies and traps in play. It's nothing game breaking, but sometimes managing your empire of evil feels more like a spreadsheet than a scare fest. Visually, Deck of Haunts channels old school gothic horror with sepia tones, flickering lights, and a foggy Universal Monsters vibe that's more classic Dracula than modern jump scare. It's stylish without being over the top, and the music matches the mood, subtle, minimal, and just eerie enough to remind you that yes, you are the villain this time. If I have a complaint, it's that Deck of Haunts never quite leans all the way into its horror concept. Yes, you're a haunted house, but the focus is so much on strategy and deck synergy that the scare factor becomes almost academic after a while. There's very little emotional punch or narrative. It's more about outsmarting AI routines than creating a sense of dread. And if you're looking for a deck builder with juicy lore or emergent storytelling, this one might feel a bit cold. Runs can also get repetitive, especially as you learn the AI patterns and realize some surprises are more about hoping for a lucky card than outplanning your opponents. And the tutorial. Let's just say you'll be learning as you go, expect to stumble a bit at first. But don't get me wrong, Deck of Haunts is a ton of fun if you're craving a strategic roguelike with a killer twist on deck building. The mix of house construction and card play is super satisfying. The enemy variety keeps you on your toes, and there's enough unlockable content to keep you coming back for dozens of runs. To sum it up, if you love deck builders, want something a little offbeat, and don't mind a little chaos and unpredictability, Deck of Haunts is a must try. If you're all about perfect planning and hate when RNG snatches defeat from the jaws of victory, this might not be your new obsession. For me, I love that a game let me be the house for once. More games should let you be the villain, honestly. What do you think? Are you more interested in defending your haunted halls, or just here for that classic one more run deck builder itch? Let me know in the comments. Smash that like button, subscribe for more indie spotlights, and keep it locked right here for your next fix of deep dive, no BS game analysis, only on Veteran Game. See you in the shadows!